Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 33rd meeting of the Mayor and City Council of Laurel, Maryland. The time is now 6 p.m. I now call the meeting to order. We will now have our Pledge of Allegiance by Mayor Keith R. Sydnor.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mayor Sydnor. Moving to agenda item number 3, we will have our roll call by City Clerk Sara Green. Please call the roll, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Mills.
Here.
Councilman Cole.
Here.
Councilwoman Johnson.
Here.
Councilman Simmons.
Here.
President Clark.
Here.
Mayor Sydnor.
Here.
You have a quorum, Madam President.
Thank you. Moving to agenda item number 4, we have the approval of minutes. This includes April 28, 2025, special work session, April 28, 2025, regular meeting, April 28, 2025, closed session, May 1st, 2025, budget work session, May 7th, 2025, work session, May 12th, 2025, budget work session, May 12th, 2025, regular meeting. Hopefully everyone had the opportunity to review the recent minutes. If there are no suggested edits or objections, I will now entertain a motion to approve these minutes mentioned.
Madam President, just to add, I did propose a change to the minutes for the closed work session. So I've submitted those to the clerk and just been asked to make a verbal note during our meeting.
Thank you, Councilmember Simmons. So with that suggested amendment, may I now have a motion to approve these minutes mentioned?
Madam Clerk, I move that the council approve the minutes as presented with the amendment.
I have a motion from Councilmember Cole. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
I have a second from Councilmember Mills. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Cole.
Yes.
Councilman Mills.
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Simmons.
Yes.
President Clark.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Moving to agenda item number 5, we have the report of the Mayor and City Council. This evening, we will begin with Councilmember Jeffrey Mills.
Thank you, Madam President. This evening, Madam President, my report is going to be a little from the heart. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to say good to see everyone here this evening. Normally, I will give a report of the things and places that I've done in the city. But I'd like to talk about a serious situation that's in the city pertaining to over the couple weeks, there's been a lot of break-ins, 121 cars broken into that maybe one of your cars or vehicles has been broken into. And this reoccurrence by a 16-year-old, a local 16-year-old. Some of the youth might know this individual that's breaking into the cars. Well, I like to say that this individual only spent 5 hours in jail. 5 hours, and he broke into 121 vehicles. So I want you to think about that. These vehicles could possibly end up being our houses. These teenagers need to learn a valuable lesson, and we have to share this lesson before this lesson that this individual may learn may be costly or may be deadly. And so I want us to spread this word to look out for our family members. If this individual that's causing these problems, or these individuals causing these problems to us, because these are our neighbors, these are our family members. And so we have to do something, as we are a community here. And so my suggestion is that the state of Maryland pass a law that if these individuals are out, these teenagers are out at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock a.m., that means the parents are either allowing these childs just to be roaming and causing this, as we say in Arabic, fitna, means these problems, then the parents need to be held accountable. I say we find, F-I-N-D, the parents, to fine the parents. That's F-I-N-E. Because if you owned a dog and that dog bit someone, that owner is responsible for that. And so we have to be, there used to be a commercial back in the days that says 10 o'clock, do you know where your child is? Well, we need to know where our children are and know what they're doing to keep our community safe. And I just wanted to share that this evening tonight. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilmember Mills. Next, we have Councilmember James Cole.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, everyone. The month of May is always busy in the city of Laurel. In the past 2 weeks, on May 14th, I attended the Pride Day planning meeting. They were reviewing upcoming fundraisers and a proposed budget that they'll be voting on next week. On the 15th of May, I attended the Lars Day of Giving at Oliver's. They were able to raise over $40,000 throughout the day between Oliver's and different fundraisers that they had in contributions, which goes a long way for helping Lars. On May 16th, a special thank you to Parks and Recreation. They had music at the Mansion. If you do not know, Goody Mansion has a concert series 3 times this year. There will be concerts there. But special thank you to Parks and Recreation because it rained that evening and they were able to still put on the event, only 15 minutes delayed. On Saturday the 17th, I attended the Pride flag raising ceremony here at City Hall with Mayor Sydnor and the Pride Committee. On May 22nd, I attended the Maryland Black Chamber of Commerce mixer event that was held on Main Street at Caribe Express. If you have not been with that Chamber of Commerce, they have a lot of great things that they do here in the city of Laurel, including financing for small businesses to start right here on our own Main Street. On May 23rd, I attended the ribbon cutting at Crepes on Main. And then finally, this past Sunday, I attended the joint Memorial Day ceremony here at Ivy Hill Cemetery. And that concludes my report, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilmember Coles. Next, we have Councilmember Adrian Simmons.
Thank you, Madam President, and great to see you right here this evening. Welcome. A couple things to share. Like Councilmember Cole, I was really excited to be at the Maryland Black Chamber of Commerce meeting on Main Street. It's actually PG County, Montgomery County, and some of the surrounding areas providing great resources to small business, which is a great passion of mine. And they're hoping to hold more of those events in the city. So if you are a small business in the city, please reach out. They had lots of great courses that are free to members. They also, as Councilmember Cole mentioned, they also have different financing options to find grants or loans or things like that, low-cost loans for money that's available. And also, for me, it was a great testament. The president of the Chamber of Commerce is a Laurel resident, Kenneth White. And first of all, he's a great person, great personality. To me, it was just another testament of the quality and the talent and the leadership that we have right here in the city of Laurel. And so I was very excited to be able to extend a warm invitation and would love to see more of their activities here in our city. This past weekend, we did celebrate the Memorial Day service just up the street here at Ivy Hill, a joint between the Laurel Fire Department, the Rescue Squad, the Police Department, and also the American Legion. A thank you to everyone who made that possible. It's so important over this weekend that not only we enjoy our hot dogs, but we do take a moment to remember everybody who died in uniform to sort of make it possible for us to have the freedoms that we have today. So it was a great reminder for me to be there and to listen to the stories that were shared. Also, a thank you to Mr. DiPietro, who emceed the event. It was like his 53rd time hosting it, and this is probably his last one, so it was a little bit of a turning of the page for him. So that was also sort of great to be there for that moment. Crepes on Main, so on Main Street, if you've ever had crepes, whether they're the sweet ones with like sort of chocolate and fruit, or whether they're the savory ones like I had, which was like some shrimp and sort of like a Thai sauce and some lettuce in there. It's new on Main Street as of last week. Please go out and visit them. Lots of good, tasty stuff. It's really great to see Main Street filling in with more great food. So I encourage you to go out to see them. This past Saturday for me was sort of the end of T-ball season for my guys. Thankfully, the weather was great on Saturday. It did cause me to go into a little memory mode in terms of, I remember as a kid, my dad, running up and down refereeing soccer games. And so now here I was sort of assistant coaching with my kids playing t-ball. And I wanted to say thank you to all the parents who are involved in sort of your kids' sports leagues over the course of the summer and all parts of the year. Like, it really makes a difference. It makes an impact, and it makes memories for them as well. So thank you for that. And then last thing, this past week, we also had the Historic District Commission meeting on which I sit. And a reminder for folks, if they want to learn more, please reach out to me. Also, my council blog, adrianforlaurel.org. You can search for the top 10 fast facts about the Historic District Commission. Interesting things, or it could put you to sleep, depending. That concludes my report. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilmember Simmons. Next, we have Councilwoman Christine Johnson.
Good evening, everyone. My report will be brief since our last meeting. I did have a chance to relax and spend some time with family, so I was on vacation. So not able to participate in some of the events that happen in the city, but I was able to, spend some time with my family. My son turned 21 and he graduated from college, so I'm very proud of that. So now I'm back in the swing of things and looking forward to what's going to be coming up. We have the Laurel PD Awards ceremony tomorrow. There's a bike parade, a couple kids in here. The Parks and Rec do a good job of letting the kids decorate their bikes and ride those around. There's a torch run coming up on June 5th. And to continue the literacy initiative that we are working on with the book pitch competition and celebrating the community at Laurel High School Community Day on June the 7th. So that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman Johnson. We have a lot of things to celebrate. Congratulations to your son on his graduation, and congratulations to Councilmember Mills on becoming granddad of puppies. So for my report, since our last meeting around May 16th, I took a tour of our Laurel Volunteer Fire Department 810 and met with Chief Brian Cox and President Vic Whipple to understand the ins and outs of the department. It was exciting to learn that our Laurel Volunteer Fire Department also helps to serve the greater Prince George's County as well. So thank you to them for their service. May 21st, I attended the Kids Park Day at Granville Goody Park. While I was there, I had the opportunity to greet a lot of parents and participants, but also noticed that there was an immense amount of trash that was at our park grounds. I put on some gloves and walked around and picked up all of the garbage. There were a lot of streamers, broken balloons. Someone had a party. They had a good time, but it was at our expense. So I picked that up. But if you can, please always know that our Park and Rec department, they are more than happy to book rentals for our facilities. But also, if you're out there, just try to pick up after yourself, just so we have a lot of wildlife that may eat that, may choke on it. We have dogs. A lot of people walk around the park, and we don't want anyone to have their puppies or their animals to get sick. That same day, also attended the World Pride Day flag raising. I love the diversity that we saw and how we celebrate in our community. I hope that we keep it up. And great job to Council Member Cole and the entire Pride Committee. A very happy 50th birthday to Reverend Emmanuel Agormeda of the Royal House Chapel International Grace to Grace Center in Laurel, which they had a recent celebration about a week ago. I also attended on behalf of the mayor and council, the Pilati High School senior banquet. Congratulations to all of the outstanding future leaders and their educational accomplishments who received awards and scholarships, including one from our city, from our mayor's office. Tuesday, May 24th, attended a lunch and learn with the Maryland Municipal League on leadership development. Later that evening, attended the National League of Cities National Black Caucus of Local Elected Officials general meeting, which I am a member of. We also divided and conquered on May 26th. I attended the Little Hands, Big Dreams art from Scotchtown Hills Elementary School at the Laurel Armory Community Center. If you go by, all of the students, I even had an opportunity to speak to one of the students, and her paintings were up there. She was so excited just to see so many people coming in and celebrating her. So just go by and see all their artistic elements that they put in there. Also, a big thank you to our Department of Public Works. Last week was Department of Public Works Appreciation Week, and just know that we really appreciate you. Later that day, also attended the City Hall at the Park, which was inside at our partnership hall. And later that evening, attended the Prince George's County Municipal Association monthly meeting. Friday, May 27th, attended the ribbon cutting for Crepes on Main Street with my fellow colleagues. Congratulations to them. Be sure to stop by on Main Street. And on Saturday, attended the book pitch competition event at the Laurel Armory, where I had the opportunity to greet all the contestants who stopped by and to welcome them to our city. And the newly opened Preston Cultural Art Gallery and Liberty Ribbon Cutting over by Main Street. That now concludes my report. Mayor Sydnor, you now have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm going to go down and present something. Thank you. So now we're recognizing Coach Tyree Sneed. I want to thank Coach. I never met Coach, but I hear a lot of good things about Coach, how he mentored a lot of young men in the city and won some National Youth Football Championships. So I'm going to read the proclamation, and after I read the proclamation, I'm going to ask Ms. Sneed to come up, and any other person want to come up and say a few words as well. So give me a second. Yeah, I'm going to read this first, and then I read that, you can present that for. Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. This proclamation here is posthumous proclamation honoring the life and legacy of Coach Tyree T. Sneed, recognizing April 6th as Coach Tyree Sneed Day in the city of Laurel. Coach Tyree Sneed dedicated more than 12 years of his life mentoring, coaching, and inspiring over 250 youth in the Laurel area, using sports as a powerful tool for character development, teamwork, and discipline. Where Coach Sneed served as a head coach for the Laurel Wildcats and the Laurel Stallions, achieving extraordinary career, over 50 wins and 1 loss. Wow. A testament to his leadership, his strategy, and unwavering commitment and excellence. Whereas in 2021, Coach Sneed led the Laurel Stallions 7-under team to win the American Youth Football National Championship and returned in 2022 as the national runner-ups, placing the city of Laurel on the national stage for youth athletics. Coach Sneed's influence extends beyond the scoreboard. He has mentored and role model as a father figure to countless young people, empowering them to believe in themselves and strive for greatness on and off the field. Coach Tyree Sneed has departed this life, impact, spirits, and legacy forever remain in the hearts of those who have touched him in every fiber of this community. Now, therefore, I, Keith Sydnor, Mayor of the City of Laurel, on behalf of the City Council and the proud residents, do hereby recognize April 6th every year as Coach Tyree Sneed Day, and lastly remember his legacy and love, leadership, lifelong service to our youth. May this contribution continue to inspire in generations to come. So April 6th every year will be Tyree Sneed Day. So Ms. Sneed, you can come forward. City Council, come down, please. We'll take a picture with Ms. Sneed. We're going to present this to you, and then we're going to give you a chance to say some few words, anything you want to present, and show us the City Hall and all that stuff. Okay. So you come over here with the council. We're going to present this proclamation.
Work will be keep. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Okay. I got you. So April 6th, every year, going to be Tyree Sneed Day, Coach Sneed Day. So however y'all want to recognize it, it's his day. Okay, so we give the seat right here. feel up saying a few words? Want to show us the national championship? What's up, man? How you doing?
Any other Stallions kids here? Tank? Joe? Deuce?
Y'all can come over here in the center. Yeah. We can split the podium. Someone come on this side. And yeah, you can put it on the podium. Put the trophy on the podium.
Squeeze it as tight as possible. Okay, I'll get you to sit down. Right here, 1, 2, 3. Good deal.
On behalf of my husband, the team, the family, number one, I just want to pause to acknowledge Joe. I don't know what side, oh, there you go. Tara, y'all have been nothing but everything. This was not something that we knew was even happening. This was not planned. This has been something that they have been working on behind the scenes. And all I can do is just say thank y'all for not forgetting my husband, not forgetting all the stuff that he contributed with the team, the coaches, the kids. You know, he wasn't just a coach on the field. He was a coach on and off the field. You know, he was a mentor. He was a dad to everybody who didn't have one. He was everything that he desired to be as a man. He became that. And I just want to just appreciate everybody that's here today that love him, that care for him, and took their time in that messy rain to come out here to show love to him. I know a lot of people wanted to be here and they couldn't, and I love y'all too, whoever not here, but we just want to say thank y'all for not forgetting him because his legacy is big. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just thank y'all. That's it. Thank y'all. That's it right there. Gotta get no picture. You want to say anything?
I definitely wasn't prepared to say nothing today. I want to thank the Sneed family, 4T. Kari, I want to thank you for making that decision to come to Laurel Stallions. T was not only, you know, a coach, great husband, father, friend. He was also one of my co-worker, working with PG County Public Schools, security. Working with him on and off the field, hey, I'll be honest, I'm like you, this is tough, unexpected, but I just want to say thank the city of Laurel for allowing us to work with the youth in this city. Joe, thank you for the opportunity with the Stallions. Bianca, greatest team mom ever, and Kari, you know, Tank. These young boys work so hard for the city. 50-1 defeating teams from California, Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania, Atlanta, all over. So become one of the top teams in the country. And as y'all coach, appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. And to the boys, Sneed boys, Laurel High School. Y'all know what Dad said. Y'all got it from here.
Yeah.
And like I say, thank you once again.
Yeah.
And
My brother, man. If you knew T, you knew what kind of man he turned out to be. His journey from the beginning was a little rocky, but everything he's done in recent years, since his kid's been born, since he gave his life to God, it's been special. It's been very special. I just want to shout him out. I really wish he could see what he did. I really wish. Proud of you, man. I'm proud of you, boy. It's my boy. He's special, man. He was a special guy. He was a special dude. He carried a certain type of aurora around him for some reason. I don't know what it is, but if you met him, he was going to have you laughing. He was going to treat you like you was his family. He was a real stand-up dude, and I'm just proud that he was able to bless all the kids that played for his teams. I'm blessed that he was in his kids' life. I know they're going to turn out great. They're already great. And he's watching all of us. As you would say, miss, we all we got. We got to stick together and put on for him. So shout out to my brother.
Come on.
I just want to thank everybody for acknowledging my son. He was a beautiful father, a wonderful, wonderful husband, and he loved everybody. Everybody was his family. Everybody, even y'all. He'd be like, yeah, that's my aunt, my uncle. Everybody was his family. I just want to say thank you again. Everything was just... I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's all right.
Just thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. You good? Anybody want to say something? Everybody good? Joe? No? Okay. So just thank everybody for coming. Thank you all for allowing us to be here today and allowing for this to take place in Laurel. He grew up in Laurel. Laurel is home and always will be home. He loves Laurel. He swears by Laurel. He has it tattooed on him. So we just want to say we staying together. We all we got. We love you guys. Thank you for being our family. Thank y'all for coming. And April 6th, National Tea Day.
Thank you.
Problem. Thank you all for coming. Really appreciate that. I'm glad the city of Laurel can recognize Coach Sneed. He's a brother of the family, a brother of the city, so we really appreciate that. I just want to say something to the young kids out there that won that national championship. When I was in probably 8th grade, I read a book on Archie Griffin. Archie Griffin played for the Ohio State Buckeyes and also played for the Cincinnati Bengals. He won the Heisman Trophy 2 times. And then what I can remember about that book, he said 3 Ds, not in no particular order: desire, discipline, determination. So take those 3 Ds into the classroom. If you can take those 3 Ds on the football field, listen to your coaches, you can listen to your teachers. So remember that. Desire, discipline, determination. Apply it to your schoolwork, and you can be very successful. So the Sneed family and friends, y'all can stay if y'all want to. We got some more city council stuff to go on, but y'all can leave anytime y'all want to. You're very welcome. Madam President, I want to bring up the chief of police to share my report with, just to talk about some things as Councilmember Mills mentioned some things. But I want to, Chief did a press conference today, and there is some crime going on in the city, and our police officers are working very hard. They're doing the best job they possibly can. They're addressing some things, and Chief Hamill just going to talk for a few minutes to just let folks know what's going on in the city of Laurel as well. So, Chief, can you come forward, please?
Thank you. Chief Hamill, you now have the floor.
Thank you, Mayor. So I know that we just have a few minutes. As many of you have heard, earlier this month, we had numerous vehicle break-ins throughout the city, 121 total. Had 67 in the same night from around the region in Howard, Anne Arundel, and Prince George's counties. Takes us to 121 events in total. So just a couple things about it. Our detectives, our officers worked extremely hard at this. We took a young man into custody, a 16-year-old last Friday that was responsible, that was linked to all these events. He probably could have used a Coach Sneed in his life at some point to get him going in the right direction instead of where this ended up. So we appreciate everything he's done for the community as well and his family. This is not a celebration of a young man being arrested. It's really a condemnation of the way things went that led to this young man doing this. But he adversely affected over 120 families in this community, particularly in Laurel, 54 families. People had to pay money out of their pocket to get their cars fixed. We hear a lot of things about this. First off, we hear, thefts from autos are a low-level crime. Until it's your car, until your car's out of service for a couple days or even a week getting repaired. And then due to insurance deductibles, till you're paying $500 to $1,000 out of your own pocket to get your car fixed. We were stopped by one woman who told us it was the third time it happened to her. And she was actually, to pay to get her car fixed, she was having to make a decision between what groceries to get and not get to pay for her car. And she couldn't afford to do it the third time. So we hear you, the people of Laurel. We listen to you. And our officers for the past 3 weeks have worked beyond diligently trying to solve this case. That led us to serve a search warrant early in the morning on Friday, where we recovered numerous amounts of property linking this young man. We were in his home, linking this young man to the events throughout the region. So he was charged with 121 separate events. As Mr. Mills mentioned and the mayor mentioned, great work by the police department, but unfortunately the story doesn't end there. He was in our custody, so I do have to correct one thing. He was not in jail, he's just in our custody for 5 hours when Department of Juvenile Services ordered us to release him back into the same environment that he was living in when he was out all night stealing out of cars and stealing cars. We did recover the same stolen car twice from him during this process. Stole it, we recovered it, he went back and stole it again, we recovered it again. So he got released into that environment. He was not put on an ankle monitor, and I have no illusions that there's going to be any further activity regarding him in the criminal justice system in this case. He's not ordered into counseling yet. I know there's a number of people upset about this. I'm upset about this because of the people of our community who are very adversely affected by this. The officers worked diligently to bring this matter to resolution, and we're left with 5 hours and then released without even an ankle monitor. At least then we would have known where he was at night, rather than us trying to find him at night and guess where he is at night, the problems he's causing. So those issues are being worked on. I will say that 2 other young men have been or are about to be charged in the event as well. There are a couple others that we're probably looking at. But again, to the community, we hear you. We're taking action to protect you, protect your property. We're sorry this has happened to you, but we will always work on your behalf as best we can. I know it's frustrating. I get the mayor, the council, myself, the city administrator, we get all the emails. And I understand you taking the frustration out on us. That's what we signed on for. That's okay. But understand, the officers worked hard to get this done. They will not work any less hard because the young man was released right back into society so quickly. And just to be clear, we're not asking for every young man or young woman that commits offenses to be held over in a juvenile facility. But we have to remember, when it's as egregious as this, there has to be accountability. And I don't think 5 hours brings accountability to the table here. That's all we're asking for. So with that, Mayor, unless there's something else.
No, that's fine. Thank you, Chief.
All right, thank you, Mayor and Council. Thank you, Council President.
Press that mic for me, Chief.
Thank you, Chief Hamill. And thank you, Mayor Sydnor, for recognizing Coach Sneed. To the public, you are our backbone for our community, so anytime that we can appreciate you and just let you know how much we care, we're always happy for you to stop by. Next on our agenda, we have our general public hearing. This is a time to hear from you, our community. Your voice matters, and we value your input. We encourage you to share your thoughts, your concerns, and ideas with us, as they are essential to shaping our work and our city's future. Madam Clerk has provided us with the sign-in sheet for this evening. We do have one speaker that has written their name down. As a reminder, each person has 3 minutes to speak. Please be sure to state your name and the street and city that you live in for the record. I will now open the public hearing portion of our agenda at 6:36 p.m. First on the agenda, we have Ms. Connie Lucas. Please feel free to step forward if you can press the microphone, and then I will start your time when you're ready. If you can also turn it around as well. You can turn it around and then turn the microphone on. Yep, if you just turn it right around. Yep. And then you can press the button. Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. I came here because I thought that the Laurel Independent was going to be canceled completely. I found out here that it is not being canceled. It has been put back into the budget with some kind of, I guess, general hearing that you guys did. I believe, though, their budget was reduced. They were at $60,000. Their budget was reduced to like 55 or 53. I don't really know the numbers. I believe that Laurel should be paying the $60,000 because they are giving us so much good information, keeping us apprised of what is going on in Laurel. Within Laurel, they tell us, like the community, what's going on in the community, what's going on with our businesses. Just in the May issue, the 2-page composting thing, that was something that I believe helped Laurel residents figure out the real importance of the Laurel City's composting agenda, because it certainly helps me figure out when you guys said, okay, you got to save all your food scraps. It was a little, I thought, over the edge, but I complied, and with the 2-page thing, I said, oh, okay, I kind of get it now. The other thing that I really, really appreciated in the Laurel was the Crime Watch that I had been asking for like maybe 7-8 months or maybe a year. That Crime Watch really gives the Laurel residents, telling them what crime is happening around their homes and what crimes are happening within the city, where we, as residents, would know when you're walking along within Laurel or out somewhere, you're more aware and looking, not having your head in the ground is all I can say. You're more aware of what is going on. I had to rewrite the whole thing because I found out you guys did give money, did not cancel the Laurel Independent. Now, as told, there are 31,000 residents in the city of Laurel. In the May issue, the $60,000 contract that gave each and every home in Laurel for 17 cents, it said, or each month, and each issue. Okay. The city of Laurel, I believe, should up the Laurel independent contract 5%, an extra $3,000, which would be 1 cent increase to help them with their publishing of the Crime Watch page, which is doing a great job.
So that's your time.
That is my time.
Yes.
I hope that you take this under consideration because we desperately need to keep the Laurel Independent running. And thank you all for listening to me.
Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
by. We appreciate it. That's the only individual that we had signed up this evening. Is there anyone here that wanted to speak that did not get an opportunity to sign up for the general public hearing portion? No? Yes? Please feel free to come forward if you would like. If you could also please state your name, just a reminder that you have 3 minutes, your name, your street, and city that you live in, just for the record. And you can press, if you press the button off and then press it again. Oh, it's on? Okay, you're all set. Thank
Good
you.
afternoon, or rather, good evening, all. My name is Doris Olaseha. And as I heard the police chief speak, I thought about an issue I think that's critical to Laurel and to the citizens. There's an area in Laurel around 9th Street between Montgomery and Main Street. There's a little strip of street there. And the street is made on a slight decline, and cars fly up and down this street. I witnessed an accident where a car was pulling out, and a car that came over the street ran into the side of the car. The way the street is made, you really don't see over it until you're actually over it. And I think some type of traffic control device would be practical to be put on that street. The street in particular is 9th Street. And again, it's in between, I think, Main Street and Montgomery. One of the apartments that's housed there, I think, is River Terrace, just to give you a landmark. But anyway, I just want to bring that to the attention of the council, that that's an area that probably needs to be looked at. And I think something as simple as some type of traffic control device, slow down, or maybe some calming speed bump or something might help, and probably help to save property and potentially lives. Another concern I have about that area, that's in the vicinity of a high school. So that's definitely of concern, but I just wanted to bring that to the attention of the council. I thank you for listening, and bless the Lord. Have a great day.
Thank you so much. If you can press the button on the microphone for us. Thank you. And thank you so much for coming up. Are there any additional individuals that would like to come up for the general public hearing portion of our agenda? We don't want to leave you out. If not, I will now close the public hearing portion of our agenda at 6:43 p.m. Thank you again. We really appreciate it, and you're always welcome at our meetings. Next, we have agenda item number 7. We have an introduction and first public hearing on ordinance number 2038. Bear with me because I will read the entire thing again. An ordinance of the Mayor and City Council of Laurel, Maryland to amend Chapter 6, Article 1, Section 6.1 Purpose, Section 6-2 Applicability, Section 6-3 Definitions, Article 2, Section 6-4 the Board of Election Supervisors and Election Judges Appointments, Section 6-5 Powers and Duties of the Board of Election Supervisors, Section 6-6 Compensation and Oaths of Board of Election Supervisors, Article 3, Voters, Section 6-7, Voters Lists, Article 4, Candidates for Public Office, Section 6-9, Nominations and Certificates of Candidacy, Section 6-10, Qualifications for Candidates for Public Office, Section 6-11, Acceptance of Nominations for Public Office, Section 6-12, Candidates to comply with laws and regulations, Section 6-13, Election of Public Officials to be nonpartisan, Article 4, Conduct of Elections, Section 6-14, Establishment of Ward Election Districts. Sorry, I was setting the timer before. Districts, Section 6-15, Election Day, Section 6-16, electioneering activities. Section 6-17, conduct at polling places. Section 6-18, challengers and watchers. Section 6-19, campaign materials. Section 6-20, canvass of challengers and canvass of election. Section 6-21, returns. Section 6-22, certification of results. Section 6-23, recounts. Article 4, Fair Campaign Finance Act. Section 6-24, distribution of summary of election laws. Section 6-25, appointment of campaign treasurer, candidate joining ticket or slate. Section 6-26, contributions and expenditures of pass-through treasurer. Section 6-27, books, records, and receipts of treasurer. Section 6-28, contributions of candidate. Section 6-29, limits of contributions. Section 6-30, expenditures by treasurer. Section 6-31, election reports to be filed by treasurer. Section 6-32, requirements for filing of reports by successful candidate. Section 6-33, maintenance of reports. Article 4, violations of election laws. Excuse me, applicable penalties. Section 6-34, prohibited conduct. Section 6-35, penalties for certain prohibited conduct, and providing an effective date. As we mentioned in our work session this afternoon, this does not include the Board of Appeals, and it also does not include the treasurer portion. What we wanted to do was to review what we could pass at this point to be sure that it's updated for our election coming up, and then we will revisit it. We didn't want to hold anything up. Would you like to say anything in addition or explain further? City Clerk, Madam Sarah Green.
No, thank you, Madam President. I'm good. Unless there's questions.
Thank you. Are there any additional questions or comments that the council members would like to make regarding this ordinance? Councilmember Simmons, please proceed.
Thank you, Madam President. And I just want to encourage folks, as the President mentioned, we had a meeting immediately prior to this one at 5 p.m. where we had a work session on the election law. So if you're interested to see some more prolonged conversation, I encourage you to go back and check that out. Promises to be very interesting. One thing that I brought up in that session that for consideration by the council is that we add some clarity around the candidate application window. Right now, the proposal is to move that to a discretionary date that's not defined in the ordinance. My suggestion would be that we do define it in the ordinance and providing a nice, clean, simple 90-day windows that anybody who wants to run for office has a start date and end date to submit their application in. This is actually consistent with how the state does it and how the county does it, so I struggle to try to figure out why we want to be out of step with that. And I believe by doing so, it actually better serves the city well to have that window application process. I did want to thank the mayor and members of council for their comments during our work session, and I appreciate everyone's consideration.
Thank you, Councilmember Simmons. Are there any additional questions or comments from the council?
I had a question, Council
Yes.
President Clark.
Please proceed.
On the section 6-35, where it says providing an effective date, can you explain that part for us, Madam Clerk?
Yes, that's normal language that's in all of the ordinances to provide the effective date for the ordinance. That's in the title. Yeah.
Is that going to be a part of this section, though, to say this wording?
No, that's just the title. So if you look at the ordinance at the end of the document, it has an effective date, which is for our ordinances is the date that they're passed.
Okay.
So that's what gets filled in for all of them.
I
So
got you.
that's just part of the title.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Because I was seeing it twice, and I was just wondering. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember Mills. Do we have additional questions or comments from the council? I also provided some suggestions and had some questions as well from the work session. If you would like to go back and just take a look at those. I appreciate, Madam Clerk, for answering those questions and providing context. Other than that, if there are no further questions from the council, I will now open up the public hearing on this item at 6:49 PM. Madam Clerk, just to confirm for the record, do we have anyone signed up to speak on this item?
No, Madam President.
Thank you. Since there are no speakers to speak on ordinance number 2038, I will now close the public hearing portion at 6:50 PM. If there are no objections or no further comments from the council, this item will be moved to our June 9th regular meeting for the second public hearing with possible action. Moving to agenda item number 8, we have the second public hearing with possible action on ordinance number 2041, an ordinance adopting the general operating budget and capital improvement program of the mayor and city council of Laurel, Maryland for the fiscal year July 1, 2025 through June 30th, 2026, and to levy property taxes and to authorize the collection of such taxes. To provide further information and details, we have Director Michelle Saylor. You now have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President, Mayor Sydnor, and council members. I just want to take an opportunity again to thank all the department heads and all of their budget staff and our budget document staff, Karine Kubak and James Cornwell-Shield. As you can see and as you've experienced these last 2 years, this is a heavy lift, but this is what we do, and this is our guiding document for everything we do throughout the course of the year. So thanks again to everybody. The general operating budget is $46,311,958. We have excuse me. The tax rate is 71 cents per hundred, as it has been since 2009, and the transit tax rate is 3 cents. That's in the commercial areas, and the business personal property tax rate is $1.69 per $100 of assessed value. The reauthorized funds for the capital improvement program is $22,173,034, and new project funding is $2,579,838. And those funds are for street projects, park projects, IT projects, vehicle replacements. So as we have discussed throughout the month of May, this is Ordinance 2041 for our FY 2026 General Operating Budget and Capital Improvement Program. Madam President, that's all I have at this time with no changes.
Thank you, Director Saylor. And as you said so eloquently, thank you to each department. We really appreciate you taking the time to answer all of our questions, to provide additional insight. You know, as the mayor said, it's not personal, this is business. And we all work together for the city and for the residents. So we really appreciate you digging in to answer those questions and to make accommodations for some of the things that we wanted to see in there. Are there additional questions from the council or any comments that you would like to make regarding ordinance number 2041?
I have a question, Madam President.
Please proceed.
I'd like to say thank you all for your hard work and dedication. I just wanted to ask a question, basically on the tax, where you said that it was 71 cents since 2009. Is it possible to lower that number, like 70 cents, 69 cents, in any way?
Not at this time, Mr.
Not
Mills.
just.
Yeah.
It's just figured. I'm just asking a question.
I mean, we've been able to keep the tax rate the same because the assessments have gone up. So the development of Patuxent Greens that's added housing stock, has added, new construction to the assessable base is the way that we've been able to at least maintain. For this year, as we've discussed, this budget incorporates the pay plan for the employees, but we've also had to absorb increases in health insurance, property insurance, disposal fees, utilities for the city facilities, as well as the street lights. No, with those things increasing,
Right.
we weren't able to entertain a tax decrease.
Okay. I was just wondering if that was ever on the table anywhere.
I
You
mean,
know, was there ever a thought?
If it was possible, of course, we would consider
Yeah.
it. We don't want to, overburden
Yeah.
our property owners.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we had to absorb $2.4 million worth of increases, including the pay plan.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember Mills. Are there additional questions or comments from the council? Councilmember Simmons, please proceed.
Yeah, just for folks who may be gathering too, a little background, if you wanted to see that we've all been working pretty hard, and most of also the departments in the budget committee have been working pretty hard. May 1st, May 7th, May 12th are the work sessions you can refer to if you want to see many of the conversations. I'm going to join with my colleagues in giving a very heartfelt thank you to the department heads, to the budget committee for all the hard work. It was clear to me, at least, sort of the degree of attention and concern and sort of, conscientiousness in terms of putting together the budget to sort of be responsible for the citizens of Laurel. And I also want to extend a thank you to the mayor for, his support and to fellow members of council. I appreciated going through this process together. Thank you.
Thank you,
Madam-
Councilmember Simmons.
Madam
go right ahead.
President, if I could just add, so this version of Ordinance 2041 incorporates from our discussion on the 12th about getting the independent back to $50,512 with those other adjustments in the community promotion budget submitted by Mayor Sydnor to make that work. So that is included in here, and I shouldn't have said.
Thank you. Are there any additional questions or comments from the council? As everyone said, and I want to be as transparent as possible. Thank you, Mayor Sydnor, for working with us on getting this budget aligned so that we could all agree. A lot of people see on TV where we may look like we're bickering, but we're not. We just have very passionate about the community. We're very passionate about making sure that everyone has what they need. And so I really appreciate working with my colleagues here and Mayor Sydnor so that we could get the budget to where it needs to be. And thank you to the staff as well. Thank you, Director Saylor. If there are no additional questions or comments from the council, Madam Clerk, just for the record, can we please confirm if anyone is signed up to speak on ordinance number 2041?
And no one signed up to speak, Madam President.
Thank you. Seeing that there are no speakers signed up to speak for the general public hearing portion of ordinance number 2041, I will open the general public hearing portion at 6:57 p.m. and close it at 6:57 p.m. If it is the council's desire to pass ordinance number 2041, I will now entertain a motion.
Madam President, I'd like the motion to pass ordinance number 2041.
Thank you. I have a motion from Councilmember Jeffrey Mills. Do I have a second?
I'll second, Madam President.
Thank you. I have a second from Councilmember James Cole. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Councilman Mills?
Yes.
Councilman Cole?
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Simmons?
Yes.
President Clark?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Mayor Sydnor, would you like to say a few words?
Yes, first of all, thank you, council, for passing this budget. Also thank the department heads over there. You guys work very hard in putting this budget together. And also, there's always going to be questions about the budget. That's your job as council members, is to bring questions to the management and myself to answer those questions. Whether we agree with those questions or not, but that's our job, is to answer those questions. This budget was balanced from the beginning, and there's some good things in this budget that you'll see, especially a pay raise for the employees. Employees work very hard, a 2.5% pay raise for the employees, and something that we always campaign on. When you campaign on something, you want to bring those promises to the community. And one of those promises was to help the retirees who retired in 1994, to give them a cost of living increase. And we did that. So thank you, council, for doing that. That's been very important. These gentlemen that retired, ladies and gentlemen from the police department, and non-sworn officers who retired years ago and able to get a cost of living in the economy today. The community promotion budget is a discretionary budget from the mayor's office. After all the bills are paid, we go back, we have additional money, and we use that money for the community. And one of the things I'm big about is the community, sharing much as possible with the community. I had no desire to cut off the Laurel Independent, but I did wanted to reduce the funds to allocate to other areas. I believe, this is my belief, and the council believe different, but I believe that The City of Laurel should not be the primary source for any nonprofit organization or any profit organization. I believe we can support them, but we can support them at a cost to not be the primary function for that organization to exist. If the city did not give them the primary money, they cannot exist. I do not believe that. The council otherwise do, but that's okay. And the majority rule, I will support the council, and they did, and I adjust the budget. But going forward, I will have conversations with the Laurel Independent Leadership Team and my team to find out ways how we cannot be the primary source for the people to continue to exist in the city of Laurel. So once again, council members, I thank you for passing this budget. I thank the staff for working very hard on this budget, and let's continue to work together and grow our city. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Sydnor. All right. Well, we have gone through the agenda. Thank you, everyone, for your time this evening. And we hope to see you at upcoming events, especially in the public meetings, with no further business to come before the mayor and city council. This meeting is now adjourned at 7 p.m. Have a great evening.